tayo mag-grouping. Guys, picture naman. Opo ako. Waiting for someone.
Right, so we have the toilets here. Eat them quite often along the way. Windy, maybe even super windy, because it's always windy there. Maybe a couple of times this winter I've seen it without any wind, and it felt so weird. Yeah, in general we have these two macro areas for the weather when we are in Tromsø, and this is very important when you search for northern lights. We kind of weather on the coast. So in Tromsø we are very lucky to be sheltered by. We are on. It's not a fjord where the island of Tromsø is, but it's a sound. But we are basically surrounded by mountains in all the directions, and so we are sheltered by the wind. Actually, Tromsø has such an amazing weather. I've lived 3 years in Copenhagen before coming here, and I love so much more the weather in Tromsø than in Copenhagen. So the cold is something relative, and it depends on a lot of different things. If it's dry, if it's wet, if it's windy, if it's not. So Copenhagen is windier than Tromsø, a few degrees more, but I prefer Tromsø by far. First fjord of the day. It is called Kaldfjord, which means literally the cold fjord. First fjord of the day. It is called Kaldfjord, which means literally the cold fjord. So now we are gonna continue
We go this way.
The ice age, and together with it the sea level rises a lot, and basically this can also create valleys that are very wide and very deep from the peak to the bottom. And the U-shaped valley, so with the shape of a U, that is created by the erosion of a glacier. And we can see this valley with these very mild steep walls. That is because of this valley was created by a glacier. So I really like actually this place to so lucky today because one thing is good to know. We are a company of photographers and we have professional cameras. And what you would like to do. And we are gonna visit a super beautiful fjord. Actually, but the definition of less than 5 minutes. And we are gonna stop in another one also later. Off the Ward Fjord. Open ocean
Okay.
is ocean for them. They normally own. So we came out of the valley. So that valley is what it is, a fjord. Yeah. I'm gonna tell you why. Because of the salt in it and because of the depth. As I told you, they can be very deep fjords because of the valleys. There is a fjord in Lofoten which is 1 kilometer deep. So the depth of the fjord together with the saltiness in it makes it very difficult to the fjord to be frozen. But we have a part of the fjord which can actually freeze, which is the one that we are seeing, which is the bottom. In Norwegian it's called bottom, which is basically the bottom of the fjord. the volume.
80,000. A small city, your scale, but north of Norway's biggest city.